So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different type of video. This is more like me talking, kind of, I guess, informative, more of a life update of what's going on, why I've been MIA, how do I feel living in Japan now that it's been 8 months, what's been going on with me. So I created this video that I have my laptop right here in front of me, and I try to, for the most part, make it in chronological order so that when I'm talking to you guys through this camera, I can kind of explain things and talk about them. But not only am I going to talk about just kind of like a general idea of why I've been gone, but I'm going to try to go more into detail of the reality of living in Japan as a foreigner and how really that's been going. Because the truth is, like, through this entire experience, it's been amazing, like, to have the opportunity to say, like, yes, in my mid-20s I got the chance as an American or a foreigner, Hispanic, whatever, to live abroad, to live in Japan and have this experience. That's great. But the truth is, it's not all, you know, rainbow and sunshine. It's honestly been really hard. I have been going through a lot mentally and emotionally, and in the beginning I would like to say that I was fine. Like, I was very consistent with uploading, and I was honestly truly happy coming here. I was excited. I wanted to really experience and see the world, and of course coming here, that was going to give that to me. And on top of that, I did come here alone in the beginning, so that was already like a little overwhelming. Although I'm a very independent person and I like to explore and do all these things, as you guys would see in the videos, and that's great. But towards like the end of it, sometimes it can be really overwhelming, and I feel like that started to really stress me out. And I think on top of that, I am sort of like a perfectionist in a way. Now, in the beginning, as I started creating more and more videos, I wanted to get better. I noticed things that, like, oh, I didn't like how I did that. But at the beginning, I was just like, you know what, I just need to start, you know? And I did. But as it came in more and more videos, I just wanted to do better. I wanted to have better equipment. I wanted to have better ways of, like, how I would set up, how I would talk, how I would present certain things to you guys. And that started to also, like, overwhelm me, stress me out, give me anxiety. And besides all of the content side of things, it was also like living in Japan. Yes, it's great and everything, and I will go more into detail with this in a little bit, but it really hasn't been all that, you know, 100% happiness or greatness. And it took a toll on me personally, a lot more than I thought it would. And so that had a lot of, I guess, like, reasoning behind why I did not post for a little while, and now why I'm coming out with this video, because I also just want people to know that just because, like, I posted on social media, just like, you know, when we post something on Facebook or Instagram, like, it may look like, oh yeah, they're so happy they're doing this, but the reality is that's not always true, and you also don't really know what people are going through. And aside from that, I just kind of got lost. I like to say I did get pretty lost in myself and what I wanted, my purpose, who I was. And a big reason was because I was here in Japan, in Sasebo specifically. So I made this little video, and it's chronological order. I don't even know if I already said this because it's like my third time trying to film this, but excuse me if I did. But I am going to be going over a little bit of what I've been up to, like, every single month, and now, like, where I'm at in my life. And the goal is to post more videos. That is definitely something I still want to do. I love posting. I feel like now that I'm in a much better place, like, mentally, emotionally, physically, that I can actually push out the videos because it truly makes me happy and it's a part of who I am. And so let's get into this, and we'll go more into details of how things have been in Japan and the realities of that. As I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna, like, probably put myself on the bottom of the screen, or maybe split screen, or we'll see. But anyways, let's get into it. So in the beginning, I feel like I'm doing I don't know, like reading the Bible, like in Genesis or something, or a documentary or something. But anyways, I think it was like around December you guys saw my Osaka video, so that was really fun. That was awesome. January, this has actually another part to do with it. I totally forgot to insert this in that moment. I was saying all that stuff. My partner did end up leaving. They are in the Navy, so they left for 2 months, and that had another toll on me because I was actually alone for quite a while, and it was really tough. So we'll get into that, but let's get back over here. So I did end up going to Nagasaki for the first time. That was super awesome. I really enjoyed that. Now the reason I got this opportunity to go to Nagasaki is because there's somebody that I know that I guess you could say, like, I don't really work for them. I was supposed to work for them, but I didn't. And they have like a business where they teach English. And so I kind of just like, sometimes like she needs people to like help out with like field trips and stuff, kind of like, I guess, like mentors or like people to like guide groups for tours and stuff. And they need people who speak English, so like the other people can practice speaking English. And so this is how I know this lady. And I never like truly actually done a trip with her. It never has like lined up. So anyways, aside from that, that's how I know this lady. She messaged me a while back saying, hey, there's going to be this tour thing that's going on from I don't know what company that's in Nagasaki, and they want to present this to a couple people to get like a little survey to see how do you like it, do you think this is how much we should actually charge for this, like stuff like that. And so everything was, all expenses paid for, and I was like, yeah, like absolutely, like I would love to go to this opportunity. And so anyways, from Sasebo we ended up leaving and we went to Nagasaki, which is about an hour 30-minute drive from where I'm at. And we ended up getting to see this beautiful performance. And actually now I've completely blanked because I don't remember the name of the performers, but I'm going to insert that in the video. And I want to say it starts with a G. It's also obviously a Japanese word, so that's also why I'm blanking right now. But this performance was literally beautiful. I'm gonna just like stop talking. You guys are gonna see that. Two other people that were also teaching, and I don't know what area, but I know it's like around the Nagasaki to Sasebo area. They were also invited, so I got to meet them. It was pretty cool. They're also from America. I didn't get to really like mingle too much with them, and they were like already kind of like seemed like they were really like buddy, so I just didn't like really intrude on that. But they were really nice, and they did get to talk to me a little bit and show me some pictures and stuff of like what they do and teach and stuff. So that was pretty cool. But besides that, we were able to actually enjoy a little bit of the Nagasaki area because we got to explore on foot for a little while. So that was really cool. I did originally take my camera and I was gonna be vlogging, but then as the other people came, I kind of just got nervous. I don't know why, but I did. And I just completely stopped recording. But the intention was there, guys, okay? And we got these really cool stickers that I was like just so in shock, because apparently these performers always give you these little stickers with their name on them. And I was like, that is just like a super neat thing to have. But they actually let us perform as well. They gave us some of the instruments and we got to each try each single instrument that they had. So there was like these little wooden blocks that you just like clack, clap, clap, like 3 times, and that means you're gonna start the song and end the song. So it's a very important role, and that's the only time you do it. You don't like rub it or anything, it's like specifically those 3. And then the other one was like this little drum, and the drum you can like do whatever beat, so that was also kind of like scary because we had to like do the beat, and there's like somebody playing like the Japanese instrument for the guitar. I'm not sure what type of Japanese instrument that is, but it's I know a more older one, and so we kind of had to like be on beat with them. And then the last instrument was like this little it wasn't like a triangle, but it's kind of like that, I guess nowadays is like what it would replicate. It was like a circular thing. You had this like little stick and you would just like bang it. And so we did that, but we also got to do a little performance. They gave us like these little, it's kind of like a tambourine or something, and we got to perform with them. And so that was really cool. We got to learn like this little dance. I was definitely not that good at it. It was really confusing, but it was a really fun experience, and I honestly really enjoyed that. And apparently that is actually one of the last houses in Nagasaki for these performers. And apparently you could book these performers at, like, for example, like in Mexican culture, we have mariachis. And so you can get mariachis for like quinceañeras, like if you have like a fancy dinner, maybe Mother's Day, birthday party, graduation, anything like that. So the same thing is with these performers. They were telling us that you can book the performers for special events like that. And of course it's pretty expensive, but it is something that you can do. And a lot of restaurants, usually like fancy Japanese, like actual like nice restaurants, they have performers like this, and you can like get like a whole room like really fancy with the people that you're coming with, and you're able to just go ahead and get this, so, or this service. But apparently that house that we went to, it is like one of the last living standing ones. And there's another one somewhere else, but they said that now it's like starting to be less and less common. And so that's why they were bringing up this to be included as a tour thing now when tourists come, so they can make it a little bit more popular, because it's starting to die down, and at some point it's just going to be extinct, because now there's not really that many performers or people that do this sort of I guess you could say work. But anyways, going on. And so let's see what happens after this. Okay, I'm trying to see what else. Oh, okay, here we go. So because I was going through a lot mentally, emotionally, I started to really like get into fitness. And I've always been someone that would say that really likes being pretty like athletic, or just like likes going to the gym. And I was never really like super serious as I am now into it. But I ended up joining a kickboxing gym, and actually it was a Japanese kickboxing gym. So it was actually pretty cool to be able to go as a foreigner and be around, you know, people who are like people who work and like Japanese work, obviously. But also just like there was also students there that go to like Japanese schools, and like they'll come in their uniform, or like even just like the other people who do go to the gym, they would like come in their like really fancy suits, and then like it was like just really neat to see. It was like a different experience. And so it wasn't like a class type thing, it was more like you get like one-on-one private lessons, and then they go ahead and like you can do sparring, and they just like really work on like technique and skills. So it was really cool. I felt like I was able to release a lot of just everything going on like mentally and emotionally. And I think it was just a really good experience to be able to learn like new skills to like defend myself, and just being able to be more athletic. So that was really cool. I started to run a lot. The mountain that I live in, for the first time in this one photo, I like ran complete, not the whole time because I would die, but I ran all the way down the mountain and up. I was like so proud of myself. It took me probably like an hour, but it was, I think, like 5 something miles, so it was pretty cool. I felt really proud of myself. And I did join a softball team that we do have at the base, a women's softball team. That was really cool because I know I keep saying cool, but everything is cool, okay? But I got to make more friends. Now, I don't necessarily hang out with all these people all the time, but it definitely is nice to hang around people that are around my age, or even just women in general, because it's like I'm mostly alone all the time. So it got me out there, try something new, and it turns out I'm actually a switch hitter. I didn't even know, so I felt like, oh yeah, like I was gonna say I'm cool, but I don't know what else I would say, you know? But that was really awesome. Let's see, some of these photos are saying missing, so I have no idea what's going on here, but I'm pretty sure these are my fitness photos because I tried to put these in order before I made this video. And I did do a game for softball. I have not gone to another one. We've been getting rain, like literally every single game day it's been raining, so they have to cancel the game. But I'm hoping to be in the next game that's coming up this upcoming week, so that'll be really fun. And you can see here my progress pic. I've been doing really well. Like, I want to say between probably November till, yeah, I mean even till now, but I've lost probably like 20-30 some pounds. So I've been like super like grind mode. Like, I love going to the gym. Sometimes I'll even go like 6 days a week, but I for sure go 5 days a week. And I was just doing all sorts of different things. I love weightlifting. I have a lot of goals, like gym wise, like pull-up, dips, like all these things that I want to do by the end of the year. So I'm really working hard on that, and it's just really fun to be able to go to the gym. Let's see here. This was a lot of fun. So my friend, she's super adventurous, and I love how she always like invites me to these things. She ended up going snowboarding a couple of times already, and finally I was able to finally go with her. And so this was, I think, about 2-hour drive from where Sasebo is, but she was able to drive us over there, me and another friend of hers. And that was like the most coolest experience, because not only to be able to like snowboard here, well, I did skiing because I tried snowboarding once a while back. Let's just say it did not end well. So I was like, I'm gonna do skiing. I heard it's easier, so I'm gonna try it. But anyways, while we were driving there, I was just like beautiful. Like, we went super early during sunrise, so just to see that, and then we're just like jamming in the car, having a really good time. So that was really nice. And going there was not really a lot of snow. In fact, I found out that the resort that we went to go and do this, they actually shred up ice to make like fake snow basically. And so apparently over the years they said that, and I'm assuming this is because like climate change, global warming, all that stuff, that apparently now the winters are starting to be like less and less snowfall, which I know even like Mount Fuji has been experiencing that. And so this place, they have to like shred up ice to like actually hold ice so that we can, or not ice, snow, so that we can actually do these activities. But it wasn't the biggest like place to go and do this. There's definitely a lot more the more you go up in Japan, like more up north, especially because it's more colder there. But we still had the chance to do this, and I ended up just renting my stuff from like a little shack close by. It was actually really cheap. I think I spent maybe like 30-40 bucks for the entire day rental. And then to go in, I don't remember how much it is, but it was not expensive at all. Like, I definitely did not spend that much. It was just probably like 60 bucks maybe total with my feet to go inside. I even got food and it was like super cheap. But you could see here in the videos, it was definitely a vibe. I did end up getting a ski instructor actually. So for an hour, you can actually book an instructor. I think I spent maybe like 20 bucks, maybe 30, but it was supposed to be with a group, but because I put that like I speak only English, there was actually an instructor that was so lucky that actually spoke English. Now, if you wanted the private lesson, you actually had to pay a lot more money, but at the end, they ended up just offering it to me anyway for the exact same price as the group, so I was super thankful for that. And the ski instructor was actually like awesome. Like, she was like really pushing and challenging me, so I had a great time that she was like actually doing that. And yeah, I actually learned how to ski, so that was a lot of fun. You're gonna see us here kind of like busting our asses, falling. I actually only fell one time, so that wasn't really that bad. No, actually, I lied. I fell 2 times. The first time, my friends were like, let's go up the ski lift, like, we got this. I mean, they have been there prior, and I was like, no, like, I'm scared, I can't, like, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, it's fine, like, it's not that bad, we'll go on the first one. I was like, you know what, fine. YOLO, right? We are here, let's do this. And then the moment I get down, oh, I literally, I don't know why, I just thought I could do it because I saw some YouTube videos when we were driving up. I just felt so confident, like, I could do this, I could do this. And I kid you not, the moment like I did something with the sticks, I don't even know what the heck I did, I ended up like completely like flipping, and then I fell back and my sticks ended up flying in the back. And then I just like lay there because I was just like, this is so sad. Like I can't believe I just like completely wrecked myself here. And then I just see like this snowmobile coming, and I was like, oh, they're gonna come help me, right? Because like especially because my sticks are like all the way over there, and the guy just like passes me by. So I was like, oh, that's great. Okay, so I had to like take off the skis from my shoes because I couldn't even lift myself up, and I had to like physically go walk at the sticks and then walk down like super sad. And I was just like, this is so embarrassing. But at the end, I just kind of like stayed in this like little practice area until my ski lesson started. And then after that, I got my little maybe like 15-20 minutes like practicing down on the bottom. And then the instructor like really confident, like, no, you got this, like, let's go, blah blah. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm kind of scared, but all right, let's do it. But after that, I didn't fall until like the very end when I was trying to go up like this crazy like little ramp. I was going really fast and I ended up falling. But 2 times out of like, I think we were there for maybe 4 or 5 hours, it was not bad. My other friends, on the other hand, they had snowboards, so they just kept falling. It was actually pretty funny. We were just laughing the whole time. And I had my Osmo, so I was able to just like ski and actually hold my camera at the same time. So that was really cool. My friend did have a GoPro, so they got it like attached to them in different places as they were snowboarding. So that was cool to have that little action camera. But even with the Osmo, I got some really great footage. So that was a lot of fun. And let's see, after that, what happens in my life? I don't even remember. I know I'm like yapping so much, guys. This is a really long video, but I gotta get this out there. All right, so sometime after that, my friend's like, hey, like, let's go to the Lantern Festival in Nagasaki. And I was like, yes, absolutely, like, I'd love to go to that. So we went. I did not know what I was in for when I said yes to this, because when I went, I was like, whoa, this is like a full-blown fest. Like, apparently it's every single year, and it was just like crazy. Like the magnification of this was like, whoa. I didn't even know how big this was, but like literally the whole entire city was like decked out, specifically Chinatown, which is super close by like the center of the city. And so they had the lanterns like everywhere, as you can see here. So beautiful. I did end up trying this mochi that they ended up having at this like little stand. They were just giving out samples, and I have tried mochi before and it was not bad, but this one, I have no idea what the heck it had, but it had some like brown powder, and I kid you not, it was like dry cinnamon or something. I could not even swallow it. I was like literally choking, and I was just like, no, like I can't even swallow it. It was just not good. But my friends ended up liking it, and you know, good for them, but not my thing. I think if it maybe didn't have that and it was just like the putty, like the mochi by itself, I probably would have liked it. But whatever powder that was, I could not. They did have some really cool looking strawberries. My friend did try it. So here's a clip of that. I don't even remember if she ended up liking it or not, but cute clip.
What's the review? Tastes good?
Good.
What's the inside? Is it mochi?
Yeah, and there's strawberry filling inside too.
That's crazy. What's your review?
This is the biggest strawberry I've ever seen.
That's good as fuck.
Is it sweet? Is it sweet?
It's a little sweet, but it's not too sweet though.
Okay.
Let's see, we did go to a temple down Chinatown. Like once it's like kind of at the end, there's this beautiful temple that we got to go to, and it did start to rain, which actually it rained while we were going there, so we were just like completely soaked. But we still got to go to this temple, even though it was like at this point kind of drizzling. There wasn't really anybody at this point anymore because it was like starting to rain. So it was really nice to just kind of have the place to ourselves for a little bit and just kind of enjoy that alone. And let's see, this is now the festival actually. So this is like the main headquarters of it, I guess you can call it. And so that was really nice to see like how everybody was just like there, like not only like buying stuff, but there were some people like actually dressed up in like kimonos and other stuff. But some people, as you can see, is just dressed normal. But this was really cool. I, of course, had no idea what they were saying. I actually was trying to like translate it as they were talking. But at the end, like it was still a really cool experience. I was really grateful I got to go to see this because it was something new, something I'd never seen. There was a lot of cool dancing performances. So that was really cool to check out. And this like little water river thing, Apparently on the bottom, my friend told me you can actually walk through the rocks. There's like some staircases there and you can go through it. And like I kind of wanted to do it, but also I was just kind of scared because like I didn't really see anybody doing it. So I was like, no, I don't think so. But it was a really cool view. And all of the lantern stuff that they had inside of this tent were just so beautiful. Like I can't imagine how long it took to set this up, because there's also like a lot of lights on the ceiling, and like I just can't imagine like all of the cords and everything to actually like set all this together. I can't imagine like how long that took, but it was really neat. And let's see, so here you can see some photos now that I took. Really cool. There's a mochi. All right, we ended up going to this really cool bar at night. Like this is actually probably one of the coolest bars I think I've ever gone to in my entire life. And this one was kind of like tucked away downtown. And my friend actually is the one who found this on Google, and she's like, oh, like we should go check this out. And I was like, yeah, like let's go. So the moment the festival sort of kind of finished, we just ended up walking over there. Actually, I lied, we went to go get food and then we went here. But anyways, this place had just like CDs and vinyl records, like just to play all of their music. So that was really cool because the owner of the bar was actually there, and he would like actually tell you like what song do you want, and he would go and like look for the CD and stuff for the vinyl record and be able to play it for you. So that was like I think one of the neatest things about this bar, besides like the ambiance, as you can see, is like just crazy here. It's like jazzy vibes almost. They did have also some instruments, so we got to actually play a little bit of instruments. Now, I don't really know how to play those instruments. Yeah, but my friend did. So we got to like just enjoy and actually sing songs as she played the guitar. And that was honestly a really nice memory to have. So yeah, let's see. Let's keep it going. It's a pretty lengthy video. Definitely gotta cut this up, and I think I'm already at 20-some minutes. Wow, okay, I did not think I'll get that long into this. Let's see. All right, so now it's just cutting into some photos, and we did go to this Mexican bar, as you can see here. It's called El Dorado. Now I was like, oh my gosh, excited, like we're gonna eat some bomb Mexican food, because this place just looked very Mexican. And then when we walked in, you can tell like the owners were the ones behind the bar, and they just looked Hispanic. Like I was like, oh, this place is gonna slap, you know. And in fact, when the server came to our table, she actually spoke Spanish, so I was able to speak Spanish to her, and it felt so nice. Like Mexican music, Mexican flags everywhere, like it was awesome. But then at the end, unfortunately, the food was pretty mid. There's actually a different Mexican restaurant here in Sasebo that was way better than this, so I was like pretty shocked, because I feel like this place definitely almost was like so close. Like they had really good items on the menu, prices were fair, like the ambiance was great, but at the end just it didn't hit. So that was a little disappointing, especially because we waited quite a while for that. But anyways, moving on. These little trolleys were everywhere in Nagasaki. It was super cute. We did ride on them. They're apparently like a flat fee. I think it's like 210 yen or something like that. So we definitely did use that to our advantage as much as we could. And this little jelly packet thing, I guess you can call it, they are jelly based, and I'm a texture eater, so I wasn't really sure about trying this, but I was like, you know what, let's all try something, because we went into the konbini and all my friends were trying different things. Like one of my friends even got those little cute pancakes. I've yet to try those. I need to try those soon, but I was like, let me try this. And so yeah, it actually tasted really good. They have different ones, from like protein, mineral ones with just like replenish. Like there's like different types. So I got the mineral one, and it was a grape flavor. It actually tasted pretty good. We did end up going to the Nagasaki, I think it's called the Bomb Museum. I'm pretty sure I probably said that wrong. And in this photo, I will insert the proper name of it. But it was honestly really sad to just kind of see that. I didn't get any videos or pictures in there, just out of respect, but I know this is from, you know, when the US did bomb them here. Of course, that was in retaliation from the Pearl Harbor stuff, but it was still like really sad to see, because they actually had everything down to like the T. Like they actually even had the bomb, and they like had it cut in half. Of course, not the real one, but it was just like crazy to like actually see like how big it was, and they had like pictures of, you know, the people, like how it affected them, and like just pieces of, you know, like parts of like homes and other things like destroyed. And then they also had like the list of the names of everybody and just some other things. So it's really sad. I just wanted to really like take my time, and like I was like reading everything and going slow. But that was a really neat experience to just see like how much the people put into this to like actually, you know, put everyone's name in there that was affected by this, whether they passed away or after they had survived, but they had like burns on them and other things. So it was just something to see. And we did go to this really cool Glover Garden. And this I actually ended up going to much later. I'll show you guys in the other clips. But this was a really, really awesome garden. It had a lot to do with the history. I know I've brushed a lot of the history off from Nagasaki, but honestly, Nagasaki has some really cool history. I can get more into details later when I have another video on that. But this garden was like amazing, because not only was it so beautiful, but it had a lot of like historical stuff in it, which I love. Okay, so I already love museums, but when it comes to museums with like vintage pieces, or like how the rooms were set up back in the day, like I'm such a nerd for that. I love seeing that stuff. So this garden actually had the homes from Mr. Glover himself, and they had like the dining table, like the original dining table, like photos of like him, because they're like British and stuff, so like they're in a whole different like suit and stuff. And then like people with kimonos, because they would like do trades and stuff with the Japanese people. So it was just really neat. I was like geeking out there. And this ice cream, so bomb, that they sell there. It was like a milk ice cream. I did find this little cute Woody on the ground. Poor kid, whoever lost it, but finders keepers, lose weepers. I love Toy Story, so it was like super cool to have seen this little Woody on the ground. Yeah, it did snow a lot in Sasebo. I honestly did not expect it to snow the way it did. No, my battery's gonna die. Okay, let me pause this video and then we're gonna get a new battery. Okay, so we got the new battery. I know I've been yapping for so long. Let's continue this. Yeah, so going back to what I was saying, it started snowing a lot, and I did not really think like, oh, it's gonna stick or anything, because it had kind of like snowed previously, like within the past couple weeks, but it never sticked. But this one time, as you can see in this video, it was like freaking blizzarding. Like you can't even see the mountains or anything. It was like literally crazy. And so I remember like school was closed, like highway was closed, like everything was like literally closed. So I'm glad I had like kind of prepared and like already had stuff at home. But here in this other clip, you can kind of see the aftermath of how it looks like a lot later once it's not blizzarding. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of glad the snow didn't stick, because honestly, like I love snow. I like, you know, looking at it. I would like going to skiing now and stuff, but I cannot live in it like that. Before Cali, we were in Chicago area and the Illinois, Gurney, whatever, I don't know. I just say Chicago because nobody really knows what I'm gonna be talking about. And I remember the day that we literally were PCSing. It was like negative 10 or like 14 degrees, and the snow was like almost to your kneecap. So it was pretty intense. So I think that traumatized me, to say the least. But yeah, so it was not fun having snow here, and it was also really cold and windy. Also not fun. But yeah. Oh, random side quest that I decided to do. I actually am a published author now. So I did end up writing 3 books. They are right here. The first book that I actually wrote is called Becoming Again. You can actually get all these on Amazon. I'm gonna put the links below if you guys are interested in reading these. They are poetry books. I did my second book called Carrying Forward. And then lastly, my third book is The Loudest Laugh, The Quietest Pain. And so if you go through it, you can see here that like some small poetry. And yeah, so these are my 3 books, and you can get them on Amazon if you want to read a little more about me. This is like really the, I guess you can say, maybe the key to my heart, my mind, my soul, whatever, my actual thoughts, you know? So this to me was not only an accomplishment something I've been really wanting to do for a long time now. I love writing, I love reading, but I've never like actually put something together like this. And as I was alone by myself for those 2 months and going through a lot as well, I decided to actually, you know, put something together. And it was honestly really therapeutic. Like, I actually really enjoyed this. I do have some other stuff that I'm still currently writing. Not sure when those will see the light of day, but for now I do have these 3 out if you guys are interested in reading them. But yeah, my favorite one is, I want to say the pink one, the Becoming Again. I feel like that one to me, like I wish I had something like that to read. And so reading this, sometimes I'm just like, wow, like I don't know, it's just crazy. But yeah, so anyways, moving on. Let's see what else after this. I did end up getting CPR certified, me and my side quest here, so that was fun. I am CPR certified, so if someone needs me to save your life, I got you. Next, I did end up doing a lot of like sightseeing and kind of exploring like nature wise as the weather started to get better. This is the most beautiful sunset I think that I've catched so far here since I've lived in Sasebo. And this is about maybe like 15 minutes from where I live actually. So it's really nice that this is so close to me. But I was just like in literal shock when I got there, and I was like, you have to climb up these kind of really long stairs. And the moment you go up, you see like this little pavilion, and I just saw the colors, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I was just mind blown how beautiful that was. And just seeing that, it's just like makes me like, especially when I'm going through all that stuff, you know, it's like, wow, like I'm really just like grateful for life, you know, for being here, for just like everything, even the bad stuff. So it's just really humbling sometimes to kind of like connect with nature like that. And I did end up going to this cool sightseeing spot that's, well, maybe like an hour drive from where I'm at. It's like this little observatory deck. It's not really that big, honestly, it's super tiny, but the views were like literally impeccable. Like, I honestly felt like I was in Hawaii for a second because of how like blue and beautiful the water actually was. And I was just like, I really didn't feel like I was in Japan for a second. Like, I was like, wow, this is an hour from me. Like, I couldn't believe it. And I know there are some beaches around me, which now that the weather has gotten a lot more better, I do plan to go, so you guys will be seeing those pretty soon. So that was a cool little adventure. And I did start to kind of walk a little bit around my neighborhood again. Now, as you guys saw in the beginning, I used to walk everywhere. And so it felt really nice to kind of just like start walking again when I can sometimes. And actually on this day, it was kind of like drizzling. So it was really beautiful. I caught this beautiful shot, one of my favorite photos from this little area that I walked down the mountain. And I was just like, wow, like I just kind of stood there for a second, just like I had my umbrella and then just like kind of hearing the rain pouring on it, and then just like seeing that, and I was like, wow, it's like beautiful, you know. I did end up going to a fire festival is what they call it, and that was also like close to Nagasaki, so that was about also an hour-ish drive from here. And the cherry blossoms were like peak season during this time, so I was like mind blown because I didn't get to like really see cherry blossoms as much in this area. Like I did see some, but it's also like there's not much to see here, so it didn't look like as cool or crazy. But here it was like, it was just so beautiful. Like I was just in awe of how like beautiful these flowers are. And so the fire festival was really neat, although I felt like it was not what I expected. It definitely was a lot longer just for like a short thing, and there was a temple there as well in the area, but it was more like a park thing. I did see a lot of people having like little picnics and stuff. I definitely should have done that. I didn't know, but now I know if I ever do plan to go back to this. So yeah, I just started to fall in love with life again and myself after all of that. So I feel like after losing myself, I started, like I said, I connected to fitness. I started putting myself more out there, and I began to write. I started to just try to see life differently. I did start to go to therapy as well, so that actually helped me a lot. But yeah, being alone is really hard, on top of like you having all of your problems and stuff. And then, you know, I had a lot going on back home in the States as well with my family. There was something that happened really bad in December to one of my family members, and I couldn't believe it. I kind of want to cry now because it was just really tough because I wasn't there, and I couldn't just like hop on a plane and just like get there within like a couple hours. Like if I wanted to really leave, not only was it going to be over $1,000 for a round trip, but it was going to be like a 20-some hour flight. And on top of that, like I also have a responsibility here. You know, I am a school teacher. You know, I also, at the time, my partner was still here. So, you know, there was just all of those things. And it was hard to process that as my family was going through something and I couldn't be there for them. So that definitely took a toll on me. But it also made me see life and things a little differently. So, you know, God, higher universe, the world, whatever anybody believes in, yeah, I just feel like I was really like being shown a lot of stuff. So yeah, that was definitely something. But yeah, living in Japan now, time for that talk. I miss the States. I want to go back. I really miss it a lot. I think about it constantly. I don't think there goes by a day that I don't say I miss this about home, or I miss this person, or I can't wait to leave here. Don't get me wrong, I really appreciate and I'm grateful to have this opportunity to be here, and it's definitely something that not everybody can have, but it definitely is a huge sacrifice coming here. You know, my partner is doing their career. They're having to come here on, you know, the say of the Navy, you know, Uncle Sam, aka America, the government. And so we don't really have a say on that. And the fact that the reality was sinking in that like we're gonna be here till 2028 was really starting to like eat me up. Like this is gonna be hard, and it was also hard on us as a relationship, because this is the first time that we've actually been so far from home together. Even though we've been together for years, it was really hard. It was definitely something that we had to work on together as a team. So that on top of like missing my family, missing my friends, not understanding all the time what people are saying, having to use a translator and rely on that. And then on top of that, I also don't even know I don't even know where I'm going with this. There's just so much, and just trying to be like general, not really like go into details here. But I just feel like I was really losing myself, and the fact that I also could not find a job. Yes, I was working as a teacher, but I was not making the best of money. And even though everything is cheap here, it really doesn't matter, I guess you can say. It only matters when you're making USD. Like if you're making American dollar money and you're using that here, yes, it's cheap. And if you are if you are someone who's ever like come to Japan or just known about this, like you know that, oh, they always say Japan is cheap, like your money's gonna go a long way and blah blah blah. Yes, because you're bringing the money from your own country. It's a lot more stronger here, especially the American dollar. But when you work a Japanese job and you're getting paid in yen, you don't get paid anything literally. And I was getting paid once a month, so that didn't help either. It was just really depressing, especially because I actually have 6 college degrees. My highest is a master's degree in information technology, and I am like, this is what I'm doing. Like, I'm not saying teaching is bad. I love teaching. It's a great opportunity, great experience. I'm still doing that now. But I didn't want to do that. It wasn't fulfilling me. It wasn't giving me purpose. It wasn't challenging me. And it was also just a lot more challenging in general because I still can't understand the children. As much as I'm trying to learn Japanese, it's a very hard language to learn. And so I feel really bad when the student is talking to me and I don't know what they're saying. Like, I feel so bad, and I'm like trying to pull up the translator app and I'm trying to figure it out, and I know some things, and I know when they ask me certain things, like, can I go to the restroom, or can I go here, or can I get water, like things like that, I know what they're saying. But sometimes they say other things and I just feel bad. I'm like, it just like, it's not like the worst thing, but also like it's just things that kind of get to me. And also, I don't have any coworkers like that are actually my age or that even understand me. I am the only person that speaks English in that building except 2 other ladies. One of them, she speaks full English, but I hardly see her. She's like in the front. And then there's a lady who also, she understands English but can't speak English as well. So sometimes like I'm still trying to talk to her and I'm trying to explain something, like we all have to like get the translator apps and try to understand what we're saying. And so it's just the reality of it. So it can be kind of daunting sometimes. And at first like it's okay, but then over time it's like, man, this sucks, you know? Like I know I need to learn, but also like it's just hard. And so that was one thing. The other thing is I've experienced racism. Yay. No, not really, but yeah, it was not fun. I think experiencing that in a different country was actually crazy, because I feel like in America, like even just being like Hispanic, I feel like I don't really have experienced racism like that. Some of my family definitely has, and so experiencing as like a one-on-one, I don't know, I was already having all these problems, and I felt like that is just like me, like I just would mentally break down and just start crying, because I was like, this is crazy. Like I honestly am a loss of words. But yeah, like for example, the first time, and again, I feel like I'm one of the nicest persons. I'm a very understanding person, and I don't really do anything. I really try to be as respectful as I can, and I try to obey by all of the laws and the rules here. But when I'm not doing anything, that's even more aggravating, because I'm not doing anything. I get it if I were maybe doing something wrong, but I wasn't. So I think that made me more sad. But the first time, I was literally just walking downtown, and I was waiting for the crosswalk. Again, because like in America, people are just gonna jaywalk everywhere, nobody cares. But here in Japan, there was literally no one on the street. But I'm not gonna continue on the crosswalk. I'm gonna respectfully wait until the light turns green for me to walk the crosswalk. And so anyways, as I'm waiting, I see this car, like hearing it pull up pretty loudly. And as it's coming, the windows are down. And as I'm gonna start walking, they now have the right of way to turn. And so all of a sudden they're like turning, and they just yell gaijin like out the window, like really loudly. And at first I didn't take it like right away, I not take it, but like I didn't react as quickly. And so I was like, okay, I can't even get a picture of their license plate or anything, or like report them, but also like, what is that gonna do, you know? So if nobody knows this, gaijin is from, I know this because of the movie Tokyo Drift, but in the movie, and they would call the guy, I forgot his name already, but they would call him gaijin, or the other people like who are foreigners, gaijins, because gaijin actually means foreigner. Now that word is not technically a bad word, but it is taken as a negative connotation here in Japan. So people don't say, yo, gaijin, you know, that's just like, oh, like you're kind of being rude, you know, when you say that to someone, you're trying to be racist, you're trying to be mean or something. And so again, I also wasn't doing anything. I was just respectfully waiting to walk, and they just like literally like I was gonna say broom out, but they just like sped off after they yelled it, you know. And I was just like, okay, like I wasn't doing anything, and it kind of just made me sad. But like some people really do hate us here, and by us I mean like the military people. Like some people see it as a good thing, and some people see it as a bad thing, and I'm not really gonna get too much into that, but that's a whole other conversation. But either way, someone said that was the first time I experienced that, and I just kind of felt kind of crappy inside, and I was just like, okay, let's just move on to the next thing. And then next time that I feel like I experienced racism was actually kind of recently, and this one I think really broke me, because I have really no idea what I did wrong, and I'm just like, this is crazy, like this is happening. And this one was pretty bad. I was going down the mountain from here, and as you guys seen in previous videos, or maybe know, that Japan has really small streets, and going down this other area, I was just going to work. I had my window down, I was listening to music, I was honestly vibing, I was having a good day, I was going, you know, to work like I said. And all of a sudden there's like this van, truck, something like in front of me, and I guess he thinks, I don't know though, but I was maybe a little too close to him. I'm not sure going down the mountain, although it's kind of hard because we're in a tiny mountain. A lot of these are one ways. When cars are coming, you need to scoot to the side and be like close to each other. So it's a whole thing. But anyways, so as I'm going down this mountain, he all of a sudden brake checks me like super ugly. Like I honestly thought I was gonna crash into this man, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I literally like whiplash, like I was gonna say concussion, whiplash there, like trying to like brake so hard on the car. And I was like, damn, like okay, like I really thought like maybe someone was passing by, something happened, I did not know what. And I was like, okay, like I get it, like maybe I'm too close, I don't know. I feel like I was not too close. But anyways, the moment he did that, I just immediately backed away because he just brake checked me all of a sudden for no reason. And so I now create this distance between us, the cars, and all of a sudden as we're going down, he just starts going really slow, like out of nowhere, constantly going slow. And I'm like, okay, I can't like you know, keep pausing here. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna start going even slower. But then I'm like, now we're going like maybe 5-10 kilometers an hour, and I was like, I don't know what's this guy's deal. And then all of a sudden, as we're going down the mountain, he just starts looking at me in his rear view mirror so ugly. Like I felt like he was like piercing my soul with those eyes. Like it just felt so ugly the way he was looking at me. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but whatever. We are going down, and now there's actually cars coming. So we are in a one way. We need to kind of scoot to the side as much as possible. And he's just looking at me so ugly still. We finally get to the bottom of the mountain. And as you get in the bottom of the mountain, it's still one way, but it's about to split like this into 3 lanes. So car incoming traffic, and then one takes a left and one takes a right. I need to take the one that goes right. He's gonna take a left, it looked like it. And so as we get there, in the one spot before you split up, he stops his car and he literally looks at me so ugly, and he spits, gets a coffee cup that I guess he was drinking, and throws it out the window to me. And he just looks at me ugly and then pulls into his lane. And I'm like, what the heck, bro? Like there was no need to do that. First of all, he littered, which is crazy because you're in Japan. That's like a big no-no. And second of all, the need to spit and look at me ugly, like what was the reason for that? And if I did do something wrong, you already had brake checked me. If I even had done something wrong, I feel like I didn't. And then on top of that, you're constantly like, you know, stopping, driving slow, doing all these things. So I'm just like, I don't know, do you hate me? I'm sure he saw I was American, like my whole thing, like my window's not like tinted or anything, and he was like looking out the window the whole time, literally making eye contact with me. And yeah, I don't know, maybe I had my music too loud, which I don't also think I had my music too loud. I always try to keep it at a medium, like lowish sound, because I'm still aware that there are other people around me. So anyways, that happened, and now I didn't feel comfortable going on the right because he was the first car and I was here, and I did not want to be right next to him. So I pulled into this parking lot that was on the side, and I go this way. But before I did that, and I'm pulling in to go to the parking lot, I just look at him and I just said, wait, sorry guys, my phone is ringing. Okay. All of a sudden, I'm like, wow, congratulations. And I just started clapping. Obviously, he probably did not understand me, but he didn't say anything like verbally to me that I at least can hear. Not that I would even be able to understand him, but I was just like, wow, congratulations. And as I pull into the parking lot and I'm going on this light, it's a green light, I'm passing and I see him, he's just like looking at me ugly. And I just go thumbs up, like, wow, like congratulations, you know, like what did that do, you know? So yeah, but I didn't think, and I didn't react quick enough. I should have taken a picture of his license plate because it could have gone to the police. But yeah, so that happened to me, and that was freaking crazy because, like I said, I feel like I did nothing wrong, and it just felt so bad. And I kid you not, the moment that happened and I pulled away, like I was just feeling so bad. I started to kind of like cry, and I was like kind of shaking. I was just like really like, wow, I can't believe like that just happened. Like I don't even know what happened. I was like still processing it, but that was crazy. That was actually crazy. But on top of that, my safety here is amazing. I love that. I love that I can see kids just walking in. I know no one's going to kidnap them or, you know, harm them in any way. I love that as a woman, I can walk at any time of the day and I feel safe. And that's the one thing Japan can provide for me that America can't. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'd much rather be in America than I am here. The culture of the people is just so much more different. And I know I sound like a hater right now, guys, but I promise you, when you actually are hearing you experience this for a long time, it really starts to dwell on you. Now, there are some people who love it, and there are some people who don't. I love Japan. I would love to visit Japan, but living here is completely a different story. And I think it also just matters a lot because I live in a smaller city, like in a more countryside. I think maybe if I lived in a much more bigger city, like even like Yokosuka, there's a base over there, it would be a much more different story. But here, like, people stare at you, and they stare at you like ugly. Now, I've gotten multiple looks all of the time where I'm literally just in my car, and people, like, when you're passing by, they just like continue to look at you like until you like walk by or you're driving by. And I'm like, what's the deal with that? Like, it just makes me feel really like, I don't know, weird, ugly, stressed, anxiety. And I just like, I don't know, I just kind of like start to like break down mentally. But I don't know, like in America, if someone like looks at you like, well, first of all, I feel like people don't really do a lot of like that eye contact, look at you like that. But if they do, they're nice. They just kind of like if they look at you, just like a little smile, a little smirk. People hold and open the door for you, like, oh, do you need this? Like always asking most of the time, like, you're okay, or like your opinion and stuff like that. And here it's like nobody cares, and everyone is just looking at you. Like, I feel like everyone's just looking at me and like till I mess up or something. That's just me, you know, in my head thinking that. But yeah, it's just really like, I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, that is one thing that I really don't like, how people just like look at you, and they look at you the whole entire time until you are out of like their eyesight frame or something. So that has been one thing I've been kind of dealing with. And another thing, as you guys know, I love to record and I take videos and stuff. I cannot really take my camera into almost anywhere. Like, that's one thing. Like in America, you can take it wherever, it doesn't really matter. You can almost record everybody and it doesn't matter unless you're like on a private property or something. But if you're like literally on the sidewalk, even that is acceptable. But here it's like everyone is so like, it's like odd or like crazy to them for you to be with a camera. Like, people stare at me. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm out of my comfort zone, and this is great for me, like my social anxiety, but I feel like I get like a double look, and it's like even more intense and piercing on me. But specifically, like if I want to go to the bookstore, if I want to go to the coffee shop, if I want to go to the convenience store, restaurants, stores, like they always have a picture that says no camera, and I'm just like, bro, like I can't believe that you can't take a video in a store. Like, that's crazy, but I get it. I mean, it's their store, right? There are rules. But in America, like, you can be anywhere and you can record a video and it doesn't matter. But here it's like another story. Like, I think there was a video one time that I actually made, and I was at a store. No, I was at the actually convenience store, and I had my camera, and I would literally had it like pretty close to, and the guy literally immediately came to me like, no camera. And I was just like, damn, like, okay, no camera, got it. But it just kind of made me sad, so I was like, okay, now going into convenience store, I can't really show that. So that kind of just sucks. But yeah, you really are not allowed to really record anywhere here. Like, most of the time when I record, it's like in secret, and I have like my more little camera. But when I have like my huge setup camera, it's like they can immediately like clock it, so it's like a no. So yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, so those are just a few things. The other thing is nothing, I kid you, nothing compares to the freedom we have in food in America than here. But what I mean by that is, for example, we do have Uber Eats here, but because I'm kind of far away in the mountain, almost nothing can be delivered to my house. And on top of that, if I do want to get something in the morning, like let's say I wake up actually really early. Even on the weekends, I wake up at 6 in the morning, sometimes 7 a.m. And I'm like, I want to go eat breakfast out there, or I want to go buy something at the store. And I can't, because nothing opens until 10:30 or 11 o'clock. By then, it's already brunch time. So that has been one thing that's starting to really annoy me, because like options are already limited, but on top of that, that is another thing. We also don't have any drive-thrus here. The only drive-thrus that you will ever see is McDonald's. Like, there's, for some reason, they're just like not a thing here in Japan. I have seen some in like Fukuoka and stuff. For like McDonald's, I have like different type of drive-thrus, but it's not like back home where it's like, oh, you see Starbucks or, you know, the burger, because there's like Burger King, Wendy's, and other spots here in Japan, but like they don't have drive-thrus. Like, if you want food, you need to get down, you have to also pay for parking, and then you can go eat your food, and then you can come back. And it's like, why is this so hard? Why is it a mission to get food, you know? So yeah, I just honestly been cooking a lot at home, but even when I do want the option to go eat out somewhere, I always have to pay for parking. And even though Japan is pretty advanced on a lot of stuff, they are not advanced in the way you can pay for parking. Everything is coins here, and that is so annoying because sometimes you only have a certain amount of coins and you don't have enough. You gotta go to the ATM, get money out, and then go get change, or hopefully the machine takes the bills. If not, you gotta go get coins. So that's another thing. Yeah, I have been wanting, like, I've been really getting into coffee and trying different coffee shops around town. Every time I get coffee, even if it's just like, oh, I just want to grab it and like go to walk somewhere, I can't. I have to park somewhere, think about it strategically, like where is the closest parking lot, how much yen do I need to bring, blah 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 blah. So it's like, oh yeah, my coffee might have been $3, but then if I add the parking, it's like now my coffee is $6 or whatever. So that's another thing. Yeah, I feel like I'm just ranting and it sounds like I really hate you guys, but I promise you I'm not. I really do love Japan, but there are just some things that I just like, I really can't. Like, it is a lot. The types of foods, yes, they are healthy, but I feel like a lot of the foods are chicken based, and I like to eat meat. Now, I'm not really like a seafood girly or anything. I don't like to eat a lot of rare foods. I will try them, I'm not hating. I will try if they're like, hey, there's a fried oyster. I don't even like seafood to begin with, but I'm like, I'll try it. But I just feel like most of the time everything's like chicken based, and the only two things you can really get delivered most of the time to my house is just McDonald's and Domino's. And even then it's like at a certain time, it's like you have to wait till like 10, 11 o'clock or whatever. Then a lot of other places too also open up at like 5 p.m. Like a lot of places like restaurant wise, and I'm like, bro, 5, it's like 2 p.m. and I want to go grab a burger or something or wings, and I can't, I gotta wait. So yeah, I know it doesn't sound like these are big problems, but after a while it starts to stack on because, again, I'm not used to this lifestyle, and it's just like, I don't know how someone can be so used to this and live in this for so long. Like, I even know I have more Japanese friends now, and even they tell me the same thing, how they don't even like, not saying that they don't like it here, but they understand and they even agree with me. I actually had a conversation with one of my students. She invited me to go to one of her friends' homes, and they made me a Japanese barbecue, which was so amazing. I absolutely loved that. And her parents were there, and I got to actually talk to them and explain to them how I feel about Japan and America and like all these other things, kind of like I'm talking about now, and they actually agreed with me. And I was in shock to actually hear their opinion because they have been living here since birth, you know? And so I was like, wow, like I thought I was just like, and I even told them like, I'm not hating, like I love the culture, I love the people, but it just can be too much sometimes, you know? And they actually were agreeing with me, so that made me feel a little bit better. But it's also just really sad to see a lot of people here working and they're older. It truly makes me sad. Like, I'm a pretty empathetic person, and I think just because I'm also used to in America, we don't really see older people, like elderly, work. But here I will see people working and they can barely even like hold themselves straight. Like their backs are so hunched back, and that just always breaks my heart because I'm like, why are they working? But it's because they work here literally till they can't. And in America, it's so different. Like, you have retirement like at 60, 72 years old, whatever. Here, it's like you see people and they're very, very elderly and they're working. Or I see an elderly woman walking up the mountain, and I'm just like, I just want to tell her like, hey, can I give you a ride? Like, I just feel so bad seeing that. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, I can't do this. I can't see this forever. And, you know, I love that the kids are safer here. But the fact that some of these kids walk so far to their school sometimes is still heartbreaking to me because, like, I don't know, I'm just like, I'm not used to that, you know? I remember talking to a Japanese woman, and I was telling her about the kid thing, and she told me that her kid walks 30 minutes to go to school. And I was like, what, 30 minutes? Like, that's literally crazy to me to think that, like, yeah, I'm just gonna let my kid, like, I know here it's safer, so it's okay if they're by themselves, but the fact that every day they have to carry their huge backpack and walk 30 minutes to school, and then after walk another 30 minutes to school, and then when it would be raining, I see kids here and they're like, you know, some don't have umbrellas, some do, but I'm like, to let your kid walk in the rain for 30 minutes, or when it's snowing, I mean, most of the time when it was snowing, they'll cancel school, but I'm just like, other people who don't have cars, they have to, because here it's like, the culture is like, you really don't have a car, you kind of just try to walk everywhere, and just like seeing that, I'm just like, I can't, like, I don't know, it's just crazy to me, it really is crazy. But yeah, besides that, going to now the things for my home. So I will be doing an update on my house tour later on in another video, but Japanese homes do not have good insulation. And Japanese homes just in general are not good. Like, oh my gosh, guys, when I tell you that I paid one of the most expensive bills for light the other day, I was like literally completely in shock. I paid $200 and some for my electric bill in this house, and I was like, no way, like this is like somebody's stealing my power or something. There's like, this has to be a mistake. And it was not a mistake, but because when it was winter and when it was snowing and I needed to keep the home warm, I had the freaking heaters, you know, on, you know, I started cooking more at home, taking hot showers, and my bill was so expensive, like I was actually in shock, because not even in America have I ever paid that much money in electricity. But yeah, I even told my Japanese friend, and she was like, yeah, because the houses here are not insulated well, so you were just running more of the power, so obviously that's why the bill is expensive, obviously, logically. But I was just like, that's crazy to me. So I can't imagine in the summer, and it's already starting to get really hot, I'm gonna have to be running my ACs. And now I try to be more conscious of my power. I already used a lot of natural lighting because I have a lot of windows in here and like the home, but for like the AC and stuff, I now, like, if I'm not in the room, I don't have it on. And when I leave the house, I always turn it off. But I'll be coming home and like, it's like freezing when it was like winter time, and it sucked because by the time I turn the heater on and like I'm heating up the home, it takes like 30 minutes to heat up my house, and I'm just like, I can't do this. Like, it started to drive me nuts, because again, I'm not used to that. In America, we have like the ceiling insulation, or even if we have the window ones, because these are like the boxed ones, it's still like, it's just crazy to me. So yeah, that was something that was crazy. And still, I feel like my utility bills are still pretty expensive. They're not as expensive as $200 anymore, but it's definitely something that I've kind of like gotten used to now, and I'm just conscious more of like how much water I'm running. They also say my dryer is the thing that pulls a lot of my electricity, which I didn't even know. Now, I know a lot of people here air dry their stuff, but I'm not gonna air dry everything because I still have to iron it, because it's gonna be wrinkled, it smells like outside, or even if I dry it in my home, like, it's a whole thing, okay? So anyways, yeah, I am now more conscious of my dryer, but because it's a Japanese dryer, it actually doesn't even dry well, which you would think it would dry better, but it doesn't. I kid you not, when I run a cycle of my clothes to dry, it takes over an hour for my clothes to dry, and I am literally going nuts over it, because I'm like, maybe I'm just not clicking the buttons right, you know, because it is in Japanese, but I've translated, I've asked my friends, and they're like, no, like, that's right. But yeah, like, other people have told me, yeah, we started like hanging our clothes, letting them get kind of dry, and then we'll throw it in there or something. And if I do have to like wash like bigger things, like I go to a laundromat, and I'm like, what? Like, that's literally crazy that we have to do all of that. So yeah, that is something. I know this is now like the biggest rant. I think I'm at like 36 minutes. Oh my god, it's gonna be the longest video ever. But yeah, so those are just a couple things. But yeah, the job opportunities, I think I already brushed up on this, but yeah, I can't find any work here, like not even on the base, which is crazy. Like, I'm stressed, guys. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm trying my best out here. And yeah, like I said, being alone is even harder, because I don't have anybody here. I mean, I have some friends now, but they also have their own lives, and being in a different time zone from my family, I try to talk to them as much as possible. Like, every day I'm like, okay, this is the time I need to call, because my mom just got to work. This is the time, you know, my brother and my sister can call me, or, you know, I need to keep up with my grandma and this and that. So it's tough. And I'm about to run out of another battery, so let's run a third battery up. These are all half charged, that's why. Sorry guys. Gosh, this is going to be like the longest video ever. I am so sorry guys. I'm honestly so stressed about putting this video out because now I feel like I'm just like hating, bro. I'm hating. But anyways, besides the hating part, I feel like this is the longest video ever because we are on, yeah, the battery's died. I had to switch cameras here, as you guys can see, different quality and stuff. And hopefully you can hear me pretty good on this mic. But anyways, yeah, so that's my rant, and it's been challenging, but yeah, being alone is really hard. My partner actually just left a couple days ago now they're leaving for 3 months, so it's not easy, definitely not for the weak, but it is definitely a little, I would say a little easier because, you know, we did this just recently. The being away, it was like, I want to say it was about 2 months. But now going into 3 months, that is definitely going to be a lot more challenging. I'm definitely going to be a lot more aware of, like, you know, last time how I was like falling into this like hole of like depression and like other things. But now I have more things to keep me occupied. And I definitely have like other things now that I do, like volunteering. I softball, actually joined a basketball team as well. Writing, I'm trying to go back to my content. I still am teaching. I also do a lot of other small side quests on the side, so you guys will be seeing those. Have like random little jobs that I do, anything, you know, really to keep me busy, to also try to get money because it's crazy out here, guys. So now we will continue the last of this video because this is probably going to be an hour long now. But yeah, if you guys want to know anything more or have any questions or anything, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to go more into it. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I will say, yeah, I miss home so much. It's really hard. And at the end of the day, I honestly didn't think I would say this, but I wouldn't trade anything for America. I am actually pretty grateful to say that I'm from America, and that, I mean, I am Mexican. I'm proud to be Mexican. I'm Hispanic. But I definitely am just grateful to know that, you know, in my country where I'm from, America, my pronouns are USA. Nah, but it really is the land of the free. I think I took it for granted, and being out here, I really see how different it is. And how everyone is just in the same thing. Like, I feel like I'm living in a simulation. Like, I'm just on autopilot here. It's the same thing, different day, and there's nothing to break out of this. And I think what it is, and actually the Japanese family that I had that barbecue with, they actually told me this, and it made so much sense when they did. They said that the reason it feels like that for me, especially because actually the daughter was living abroad in America for 10 years, actually doing a study abroad program. She said that she's come to realize, and even her parents, that because they even went to go visit her and stuff, that the difference is that here in Japan, people like peace. You know, the Japanese culture, it's about peace, respect, you know, all that stuff. And so because of that, they don't really like anything to disrupt it. So it just kind of just stays like a stagnant line compared to America, where there's something happening every single day. Every single day, something happened in the news, something happened in the stock market, somebody got into like some crazy investigation because something happened, you know, something with a celebrity, or, you know, something politically went crazy, or something about the military, or something about, you know, just anything, like even something about something funny, something about sports, like, you know, Saturday Night Live, like anything in the culture like that, it's always something different every day. But here, it's the same thing every single day, and it doesn't change. And here it's like, I've learned, speaking more and more to Japanese people, that yeah, when you are out of high school, you go straight to college. And if you don't go straight to college, then you never go, because it's supposed to be, you're supposed to go straight. And I'm like, but what if you're like old and you just want to go? They're like, yeah, people don't really see that as like something you do and like stuff like that. And I'm like, what? Like in America, you can be 70 years old and you're like, I want to be a professor, or I want to be a nurse or whatever. And you go to school and you go do that. Or you can be 13 years old and you're running a whole business, you know? But here it's like, that's not really possible. People don't think outside the box. I feel like here you're in a box. In America, the possibilities are endless, you know? Anybody can be anything whenever they want. They can be whoever they want, and you can be free. And here it's like, I feel like you have to hide who you are. And even my Japanese friends have said, I feel like sometimes I can't even be myself. And that's coming from people who are actually Japanese. So I'm like, that's sad and that's crazy, you know? So anyways, yeah, I thought it was crazy and I thought I was hating, but the more I speak to people who actually live here and know about the culture, they're like, no, you have every right to think that, like, your feelings are valid, you know? And I was like, okay, because I feel like they weren't, and I was just being messed up. But no. So yeah, it's definitely something. And when you come visit, you don't really look into those things because you're just here for a couple days, maybe a couple weeks. But when you're here, it's different. And yeah, so I really do miss all that stuff about America, how I can just be who I am and not get judged. And I can also just do whatever I want. I can be silly in the middle of the street and somebody probably will join me, honestly. But here, no. People will be really judgmental and be like, what the heck? Look at that crazy foreigner. So yeah, and don't get me wrong, respect is awesome. I love it. But here it is a little too much. Like, even my Japanese friends have said it, like, if I'm saying thank you, they're like, thank you. And then I feel like I have to say thank you again. We're like having a battle here on the thank you and the bows. And it's a lot. And I feel like we are just saying excuse me all the time, or I'm sorry. Like, we apologize for everything. You bump into someone, you are trying to get somewhere and they're in your way. If you need help with something, it's always we must, and like all the time. I probably say that word so many times in a day. And I just feel like people here are not really, are not really aware of their social surroundings, or if they do, they just don't care because you look for like you're a foreigner. But sometimes, like, I'm in the middle of even the street sometimes, and they're like in the middle of, not in the middle of the street, sorry, I meant to say, like, I'm on the side of the street and someone's just driving in the middle of the street and they just don't care, or walking, and I'm like, they see the car coming, and you can tell I'm American. My license plate is like an American style one. You can see me through the window. And they just don't care. They won't move. They're unbothered. Even in the store, sometimes you're like trying to move your cart or walk by. Some people, yes, they will move out of the way. But most of the time, they just don't care. And it's kind of crazy to me. But yeah, people are just don't go out of their way to really help you here. Yeah, very different. But in America, no, that's not the case. Everyone really tries to be helpful in any way. And it's just random. I don't know. It's also really hard to just do anything here. So yeah, it's a sad truth, guys, but that has been my experience. That's where I've been. But now we're going to cut to what I've been up to last month, basically. I think this is the last month, maybe the last 2 months, but this is now my healing era, okay? So after all of that stuff, let's see, where did I stop? After the fire festival, yeah, so I started finding myself, and I started feeling more confident in who I was, because I felt better emotionally, mentally, and I was doing really good physically. Like, I lost so much weight. Like, I just felt I could be just, I don't know, like the girl I've always wanted to be, I guess. And that was nice. And I just felt like, you know, me and my partner were also doing really, really well, and that helped a lot with my mental health and just like being here in Japan. And so that was nice. I got to have a lot of little trips that we can do, so we try to do that as much as we could, spend as much time together, especially because they're about to leave for so long. I did get a random side quest job, but it is going to be more into detail later in another video. But basically, I transport pets now, and I absolutely love that. I love that. It's amazing. This company is amazing. I'll go more into details about that later, but this is a beautiful, amazing Toby. He had to get transported so he can go back home, and so I got to take him from Sasebo to Fukuoka to get on an airplane to go to his next home. So that was really fun. And yeah, I just been enjoying life, as you see here. Donuts were bussin', And yeah, just been cooking a lot at home, been trying to enjoy my favorite foods around here, even though I gotta go all the way to Fukuoka for it. Shout out Ichiran. And yeah, they do have a Krispy Kreme here now, which is crazy. But also in Fukuoka, nothing is cool here in Sasebo. Gotta go 2 hours away for anything. And the line was like probably an hour wait, so I did not go, but I took a photo. I will be back though. And yeah, I'm just like, you can tell, like I just look happier. I'm a lot more better, healthier, and I'm just really enjoying life now. So that has been a lot of fun. And it was my birthday in April. I turned 27, so that was actually crazy to think that now I'm like in my late 20s. But honestly, I'm really happy to be growing, and I hope that, you know, things will get better as time goes, because, you know, like I said, I'm not really the happiest here, but I'm gonna make the best of it still. You know, I'm not saying I'm gonna just be sad and mad at home. You know, I'm gonna make the best of it as much as I can, because this is still an opportunity that not everybody gets, and I want to make sure that I take full advantage of being here. And let's see, I also got to be eating a lot of yakiniku, Japanese barbecue, my favorite. I did go to a ceramic festival. I've been trying to post that video, but it keeps saying copyrighted, so it blocks it. I need to like redo that and put it out for you guys to check out. But if not, it's on my TikTok. If you guys check any of my other socials, it's on there. And let's see, what else do we have? I think that's the last thing I did. Went to a really cool snack shop from the ceramic festival I went to that my friends took me to. There's the Japanese barbecue, so much fun. And my students, they graduated. I was really sad to see them go, seeing them grow up. Yeah, I was the only person there that probably didn't understand everything they were saying, but I was just really happy to be a part of the ceremony of the students still. And I got to see them, you know, get their little diplomas and go off to their next school. Now, I do have a new set of students, and I do have two kids that are still in the same school, because it is like, I think 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. So right now they're like the next stage before they go to this next school. So yeah, we're in a new semester. But yeah, this is this school. It's super cute. I've been trying to take some pictures when I can. But yeah, other than that, that is the update on my life, guys. And I hope you enjoyed coming to my TED Talk. I know that was a lot of rambling, and I stopped the video a lot. I don't even know how this is going to cut into this. It's gonna be chaotic for me to edit this. But thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for, you know, for checking in. I know you guys been wanting more videos. I'm working on it, I promise. I actually have 3 pre-recorded videos. I need to edit them, but I wanted to get this video out first. It was very important to me to get this video out, and then I can continue the next ones. My brother is also coming in the summer with his girlfriend, and I'm super excited because we're going to be going to Tokyo, and that's where all of the amazing content is I know everybody wants to see. So I'm really going to be doing my best to record everything, and I'm going to be planning the itinerary so I can share a little bit about that with you guys later. But we're going to be going to Tokyo, we're going to Osaka, Kyoto, and then we're going to be going to Okinawa. So stay tuned for all that stuff. They're coming in the middle of July. It's going to be a lot of content to get through, but I'm going to be trying to push that video out in August. Probably be in segments, but it will be coming out to you guys soon. And I'm starting to really work on my short form content. As you guys have been seeing recently, I've been posting on that. And if you guys want to stay tuned on anything else, follow me on my Instagram. And if you guys, like I said, have any questions or any input, or just want to hate on me because I'm hating on Japan, so sorry, put it in the comments, let me know. But other than that, thank you. Hope you guys have been doing well, and peace.